Okay, everybody, here is 2.6 factor fixin. I'm going to read this. It's a lot of reading in the beginning, but then, oops, I should erase that. But then you can see it opens up a little bit, and you guys will be able to work through it just fine on your own. And as always, there's some things that you have to do, and then some things that are unnecessary. All right, here we go. At first, Optimus quilts only made square blocks for quilters, and Optimus spent her time making perfect squares. Customer service representatives were trained to ask for length of the side block, X, that was to be ordered, and they would let the customer know the area of the block to be quilted using the formula of AX equals X squared. Optima found that many customers that came into the store were making designs that required a combination of squares and rectangles. Optimus Quilts has decided to produce several new lines of rectangular block quilts. Each new line is described in terms of how the rectangular block has been modified from the original square block. For example, one line of quilt block consists of starting with a square block and extending one side length by 5 inches and the other by 2 to form a rectangular block. The design department knows that the area of the new block can be represented by the expression AX equals X plus 5, X plus 2. They don't feel that this expression gives the customer a sense of how much bigger the new block is. Example, how much area it has when compared to the original square blocks. Number 1, can you find a different expression to represent the area of the new rectangular block? You'll need to convince your customers with a formula and a diagram. Okay, I didn't talk you through that because you know how to do it. So basically this is the new quilt. And we know that when we put these tiles together, and again, I'm not going to make you do all the tile problems, but sometimes they are important and I want to make sure that you guys know how to handle them for the test or next year or whatever. So we have this different arrangement of tiles, and the biggest one is the X squared block. And then we know we have to lay out 7 X's and 10 1s. So sometimes people don't know exactly how to arrange things. So they start like putting, don't do this by the way, they start putting like 7 X's out like this. And then they try to fill in the little 1 blocks and it doesn't make anything that resembles a rectangle. So there is a hint and a trick to this. I think we've done diamond problems before, but basically, you go like this, and you write, let's see, you write C in the top, and you write B in the bottom, and then this kind of becomes a mental math game. So you have to find 2 numbers that multiply to 10, or multiply to, well, for future problems, that's going to change. But basically, your diamond, the top is A times C. Today it'll just be C, I think, because A is going to be 1. And then the bottom is B. So you have to find 2 numbers that multiply to this and add to this. So that is this, which I'm sure you've already got. So here's what that means. That means the 5 and the 2, that is how your X's are arranged. So they're going to be split into 5 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 on the bottom. And then sure enough, there is enough room for 10 1s. So everything is represented and it makes a rectangle. I'll do one more just to make sure that you got it. And this will be on my YouTube channel if you want to open up your Chromebook and you need to go back and watch it. x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay, that's the first part. That should get you all the way through this stuff. And then you're going to get down into here, where you are going to have to do the same thing. Now you can see that they have already done the diamond problem for you. So this right here is going to be, let me just look at it real quick, number 6. We have to basically, let's see if I need to read all the instructions here. Hang on, I might be able to save us some time. Basically, you need to take these expressions and you need to get them into base times height, and then you need to draw the quilt. So up here, we were given base times height, and we needed to find the area. So we're kind of working the other way. So here is how you do that. You would start out by drawing the quilt first. So you go x squared, and then 5x, and then 3, and then 15. And then you have to start thinking, okay, well, what is the base times height? This distance is x, this distance is 5, this distance is x, this distance is 3. So the answer would be, well, the answer is the quilt itself, the drawing, and x plus 3, x plus 5. That's what this turns into. Now, that's not the way that I learned to do it in school. That takes a little bit longer, and you need to have that skill. So practice it today, okay? Do it until you're confident in it. So I would say at least do it, a couple of times. But you don't have to draw tiles for every single one of these, okay? But I would practice it, like I said, a couple of times. So here's the shortcut. So what you do is, when it has 4 straight across, you group them 2 by 2. And then you take the greatest common factor of the first 2, which is x. If this is a plus falls down. Then you take the greatest common factor of the second 2. When you do this, this needs to match this. If it doesn't, you made a mistake. And then the answer is the 2 on the outside and one of the ones that repeats. Oops, this should be a plus. And as you can see, once again, it's the exact same thing. So make sure that you draw the tiles for a few. I can't stress that enough because I know you guys. But once you get rolling, you can use that technique and use this one right here as an example. I would go on and do another one, but that wouldn't leave you guys many to practice. So just remember, group them 2 by 2, take the greatest common factor, follow this format here. You might have to pull it up on your Chromebook or something. But do that to get your way through these. And then these 2, they just want you to do, I think, the same thing. Let's see here. I don't know if you guys will get this far today. But some orders are written in algebraic code. You need to figure out the sides of the rectangles that have the area. Use the sides to write it. Okay. So this is more like the ones at the top. Okay, I think you guys will be able to work your way through this just fine. Check your answers. Go on to Ready, Set, Go. If the sub today says you guys do a good job, no homework, just get as far into 2.6 task and RSG as you can.